his Earthship today. He is the first one to start building an Earthship in Sweden. Not the first one to finish, but he will shortly finish his project. So, if I understand it correctly, an Earthship is like a spaceship but on Earth. Something that contains everything you need to survive, right?
Yeah, something along those lines.
And a guy named Mike Reynolds invented the Earthship. Somewhere in the deserts of the United States.
Yeah, I think the 60s and 70s kind of led all that into action.
And you're trying to take that idea and put it in the Swedish climate. And
I don't think there's enough in the cold climate situation yet that's been done, so I think we're quite far ahead, us and Emma further north. So it'll be interesting to get to the point and start to compare notes. See how far we can take it.
Yes. Very interesting.
This is a full-scale one, so we're hoping to go for the smallest ecological footprint on the planet as well. Around this ship afterwards with food forest, 9-layer food forest, and 1,000 species.
Full-scale permaculture.
Yep, the whole
lifestyle.
Thing.
Yes.
Real deal.
Let's go inside. Så för att skjuta in en svensk kommentar, vi är alltså tittar på ett jordskepp utanför Skövde. Och ett jordskepp är ungefär som ett rymdskepp tänkt att innehålla allt en människa behöver för att överleva. Och jordskeppen uppfanns av en kille som heter Mike Reynolds i USA, i öknen. Och nu har Kevin tagit den här idén till den svenska vintern. So, this is one of the entrances.
Yeah, we finally got the new exterior doors. We took a payment plan for the 3 doors that we've put on, so finally we can start closing it up. But all of this bit, the old stuff, is going to get rebuilt in the spring. It was just from old free materials, and it's been stood degrading for a while. So we put this door a little bit further in until we can get around to building a new, more arched roof over this one, the final finish. And this is probably why you'll see the door doesn't open all the way yet, because of the angle of the roof.
Right, it wasn't made for that door.
No, I'm going to take all this out in spring, but we can get it that far. It's just within vertically.
Leave that open so we get some light.
Yeah, it's a bit dark. Then we will get some lights up soon anyway. We've still got the insulation to do in the ceilings, but we have the materials now to do that. So, yeah.
It's a very nice stone wall finish here.
And all the
Vackra stenväggar.
All the stones are from right under our feet as well, through the digging out for the ship. Then we collected all the stones along the way. And even all the cement that you see in the whole building, 3/4 of it is sand from under our feet. So we've been digging that out systematically, making our own mixes on the floor, and slowly but surely working our way around the building with it. And it's a very thin layer as well. It's mainly recycled materials that's behind all of the cement work, so it's quite deceptive in a good way. And the cement is local from our mountain Billingen in Skövde there. So yeah, we did the best we could with that situation. But you're looking at the start of the tire walls and 20,000 wheelbarrows of earth that make the hill behind it. Altogether we've got in around 4,000 tires now recycled into
4,000 tires.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's been a lot of tire pounding.
Så ett jordskepp bygger på idén att man bygger väggarna av däck packade med sand och jord. För att få en massa som behåller värmen. Biotermisk massa. 4,000 däck har han hittills använt i det här bygget. Stenen är från den här marken och 3/4 av cementen är sand från den här marken. Så det är väldigt mycket lokalproducerat.
Och allt blandat för hand också.
Och allt är gjort för hand, ja. Och har du grävt för hand också?
Yep.
So he's dug everything by hand. That's
20,000 wheelbarrows of hill and all the mixing of the cement and all the excavated levels of the ship.
Wow.
I tried to avoid using oil at all in the beginning, so there's been no machines apart from a drill. Vanlig borrmaskin for plank. But the rest is all by hand. It's going to be another 2 or 3 months until we're finished though. Got a little office space developing here for the future of the project.
We'll study. Skrivbord.
It will all be off-grid very soon, or once we get the next investment anyway to finish the project.
And here we have a coat rack and a shoe storage unit.
Yeah, a place for more mosaic details. There's a fire being made.
Här har vi en platsbyggd bänk. Flera platsbyggda bänkar.
Oh, we got a homeless guy moving in.
And it's currently entirely heated by wood stoves, right?
Well, we start with under the floor at the back. There's no insulation, so we've dug in deep enough to get the radiant earth temperature of 6 to 8 degrees. And then whenever the sun comes out, it boosts it with heating the thermal mass in the greenhouse. So on a sunny day, it can take it up to around 15 degrees. But when we're actually living with the ship and have, say, 3 meals a day in the dining room with a stove going there and this on an evening for the living room, once there's all the furniture in, then we can keep her steady 20-25 degrees towards the evening when people are indoors, which is really comfortable. But we've got to put the new windows on the front of the ship and the final greenhouse yet, so it's going to be much more sheltered. It's quite a huge scale.
Så värmestrålningen från marken är 6-8 grader. Och sen om man lagar mat vid det här stället 3 gånger om dagen så värmer man vedspisen och då håller man ungefär 15 grader. So which is about 15 degrees just from living here and cooking.
Oh, that's on the sunny days with the greenhouse, heating the thermal mass in the greenhouse. But with the cooking as well, it can get up to 20-25.
Ja, okej. Så på en solig dag när man får värme från solen genom växthusdelen och växthusfönstren så kommer man upp till 15 grader och ända upp till 25 då.
Yeah, with the stoves going.
And here we have some construction equipment laying around. It's not completely done yet, but we've come long ways.
Sponsoring client who's put in a lot of materials this year, so hopefully we'll get all the living quarters finished and get finally insulated in the roof. There's no insulation yet, but it never freezes in here. We've had up to minus 15 degrees for a couple of weeks over December, and it was still plus degrees in here. So that's a good start. That's what we were looking for, to test the natural phenomena first before we put too much money or synthetic materials into things.
Så även om det är lite kyligt här nu så har han kunnat testa att det i alla fall inte fryser även om det är frysgrader ute till och med. Vad sa du? Minus 15?
Yeah, we've had minus 15 over December and still it's stayed like 4 or 5 degrees in here.
And that's without any heating source.
And without any insulation.
And without insulation. Yeah. Utan värmekällor och utan isolering.
We've got the main 2 rooms with insulation on the roof under the river, but the rest of the rooms will be insulated with straw, halm.
Aha. So natural insulation.
Yeah, we're going to go over for these inner ceiling anyway. And we've got 350 square meters to try and insulate, so it's cheaper as well.
350 kvadratmeter är bygget än så länge.
Så länge.
Och det är så här kommer det komma fönster, de här gluggarna, och här någon form av dörr, eller vad sa du? Thermal curtains.
We're going to make thermal curtains here and block off those 2 with windows. And it's not insulated anymore along the front of the shade house here. So, and we've got 50-year-old windows that aren't so good there, so they'll be getting replaced on the last stage of the ship development.
Yeah.
And what you can see outside is the start of a tile wall for the final greenhouse. And that's where all our grey water from washing machines, shower and bathroom is going to end up.
Så här utanför. Nu står vi nästan i ett växthus, men det ska bli ytterligare ett växthus där ute för mera odling och uppvärmning. Och här har vi en liten It's another little fireplace. Huh? En liten eldstad i sten. Och ett gäng odlingar.
But this is a shade house. It's got 40% UV protection on the upper ceiling there, so it's going to be used systematically for cloning species. There will be mother plants in here as part of the grey water system, but also to expand our food forest later.
Så här är inte ett greenhouse utan ett shade house som man använder för lite specifika syften. Och här har vi en utomhusdusch. Fast inomhus då.
Yeah.
Like an outdoors shower but in the shade house.
Yeah, it's a low-tech solar shower, so in the summer it's warm enough in here to take a shower and you can get warm water bags, solar bags to put on the roof for 3 hours, and it's really, really hot water with a shower attachment. So it's the most low-tech shower alternative you can get for extra summer use.
Very energy efficient.
And the grey water drains right into planters then as well, which will be full of life permanently when we're insulated.
Så gråvatten, alltså vattnet som du har duschat i här, kommer att efter duschen bevattna de här odlingarna som ligger här.
And same with the kitchen sink, it's sculpted together here, and so every time you do the washing up it will automatically water into this big bed and drain through and into this bed. Everything's used.
Så samma sak med vattnet från köket, diskvatten och så vidare. När man tömmer ut det så går det inte ner i avloppet utan det går hit ut och återanvänds som näring till de här, eller vatten till de här odlingarna. So should we go through the door? So should we go through the door and have a look at what you're currently developing? Because this wasn't all of it.
No, this is a side that's almost finished. There's a lot of final detailing. It's going to be really beautiful in here when it's finished this year. But on the other side, I'm building a bathroom and a bedroom and an earth cellar and dry store. So we're in the really rough stages, grove big, where we're actually able to see the earth floor. We're laying the floors, and then when that's done we can dry out the wooden structure with a dehumidifier that we have over there in the box. And start, we can do all the woodwork then, the inside woodwork and insulation jobs and things.
Så nu ska vi få gå in och se i den ofärdiga delen av bygget hur det ser ut innan man har lagt de här golven. Så vi har väldigt lite ljus här men vi tar en vända ändå.
There'll be a door here soon coming into a bathroom, and this is like a half bathroom with shower, washing machine, dry toilet and sink. So what I'm doing now is the underfloor. I've tried to save as much cement as possible by pounding tires instead. And where the grey water pipes are coming out, which are just finished with now, and then I've cemented them in permanently. And then we'll finish by a 10 centimetre slab of cement over the top that can be tiled and turn it into a conventional bathroom.
So it's going to look like a conventional bathroom on the surface or on the floor?
Yeah, it'll be tiled and waterproof with a tät skikt in between. But we'll be building with glass blocks for the shower walls and the bathroom wall. There'll be another door over there. And it'll just transform over this year basically into something beautiful. The toilet corner there.
Så här är duschhörnan och toalett och så kommer det tvättställ och alla de vanliga grejerna i ett badrum. Och golvet kommer att få ett lager med betong, cement som man kan lägga vanliga klinker på om man vill.
And then once we go out of this door, we'll be into the wooden floors here. So there'll be wooden floor up to the main door there. And then one of the new doors finally in place.
And here you got a water pipe for the grey water from the shower, right?
Yeah, but also from where the sink is going to be in the corner, and also it connects to where the washing machine hose will be down there as well. So the washing machine will be just inside the bathroom there.
Yep. Så har vi en tvättmaskin och så har vi vatten från handfat och dusch, gråvatten som kommer ut till odlingarna.
And that'll go out to the final greenhouse that we're making. It'll have the 3 big botanical cells with year-round gardens. And we're going to try and grow northern oranges and lemons out there, among other things. There's some nice species that are working well growing under the snow in Canada, so we're going to take those species that are really productive for oranges and citrus.
Så utanför ska vi bygga han ska bygga ett till växthus där han ska odla citroner och apelsiner. Och här ska det alltså bli ett trägolv, så det här är din grund egentligen.
Yep. We've only got 2 more days work here to do on the tire pounding, but that's just the subfloor structure. At the front of the building we'll have some insulation to break any extreme winter weather coming through the floor. But further back again we're going to leave it uninsulated to let that radiant heat from the earth come through as our base temperature. It's a bit special here as a bedroom. We've got darkened windows here that we're going to experiment. But if they interfere too much in the temperature inside, we can replace them later anyway. So. But we got these for free. It's worth trying them.
Det är gemensamt för många jordskepp att man återanvänder eller att man får ta på grejer som någon annan inte vill ha längre. För att hålla ner kostnaden och för att göra det mer ekologiskt. Så nu tittar vi på det blivande sovrum.
Yeah. And these are from our own trees. All these logs that you see in all the roofs, they've come from our own spruce trees outside.
Gran som han har sågat själv i taket.
And we're about to put in some foundations for 4 more tree stumps here to add to the final structure, but that will be a 4-poster bed. So a really luxury bedroom here with a fireplace in the corner sculpted in. There's going to be a lot of nice features in here.
Stenhögen vi tittar på där ska bli en vacker eldstad i hörnet. Och sen ska man platsbygga en säng med 4 trädpålar, stammar från golv till tak. Som även ger extra stöd åt taket eftersom man kommer odla trädgård ovanpå här.
Oh yeah, there'll be the whole roof of this whole ship will be used for growing our annual vegetables on. So we're doing that to try and shrink our ecological footprint. The food forest we plant around the ship will be the perennial species, the trees and the bushes that we can get food and medicine and materials from. But on the roof, all of the quick season, short life cycle plants, all the usual annual vegetables and things, is calculated to be enough space to grow on the roof. So that's why we've used the EPDM pond liner as the final material, and I'll be building up heavy planters. So this bed will actually be part of the support structure for a big heavy vegetable bed also on the roof, so it doesn't come crashing down on us later. But there will be many of those. We'll be building over all of the bearing structural points of the building, the heaviest planters, with nice stone details.
Den hemlösa killen igen. Har du fått någon eld?
Ja, lite vatten vid spisen där så ångar det lite.
It's probably too dark back there to see, but you're building a food storage back here, right?
Yeah, we've built it to capacity where it will take in all of the harvests that we can grow around this smallest footprint experiment. So we'll use it to the maximum. There'll be high shelving. There'll be potato towers in the corner, one for consumption and one for the following year seed potato. So we'll get thousands of potatoes in there. But under the floor we'll be digging 3 sections with wooden doors where we can store the root vegetables, like the carrots, the parsnips, the beetroot, everything that can be stored in sand. To save space, they'll go under the floor.
Så det här är ett matförråd där vi fortsätter säga vi, där han kommer att odla en food forest, vad heter det? En matskog runt om på utsidan för att bli nära nog självförsörjande på mat. Och det här rummet är dimensionerat för att lagra det som behövs då från sommarens skörd över vintern. Så bland annat ett torn med tusentals potatis och luckor i golvet för rotfrukter och morot och sånt som man kan förvara i sandbädd.
And many shelves for preserves and jars and things, everything you can imagine basically we'll have in here. And then also across the ceilings when it's insulated and in a ceiling we'll be hanging buckets for grains and things that we can grow as well. So we keep them away from mice and rats. And,
aha, smart.
So we can get a lot of storage up there for a lot of different crops.
I taket ska han hänga hinkar med säd och sånt för att hålla det borta från mössen. Möss kan ju inte flyga.
I learned that from the Hopi. The Hopi out in the desert of Arizona hang their things up in the ceiling.
Here we can actually see the tire wall.
Yeah, there's a bit of plaster work to do first.
And the plaster here consists of, is it the same thing? Sand and cement?
Yeah, we're using cement, but 3/4 of what you see is also sand from our own, where we've been digging underneath us. So everything gets sucked up into the building basically, in the tires and the cement.
Så här har vi en däckvägg som är innesluten i cement. Här också 3/4 sand då, i cementen. Och man har fått frågan om det här verkligen är miljövänligt och har en massa däck inne i huset. Men studier från MIT visar att så länge man innesluter det på det här sättet så är det här faktiskt det bästa sättet att ta hand om uttjänta bildäck. För att de släpper inte ifrån sig några giftiga ämnen så länge det inte lyser. Så länge de inte är direkt solljus eller så länge man inte har vatten rinnande över dem.
Tires off-gas in direct sunlight. So if they're in a big pile open to the sun, they will give off a gas. But also the molecules of carbon black is the black stuff you see in the rubber that they put in there to make it more stretchy and black. That's cancer-causing, carcinogenic. And that releases with running water, like rainwater's enough, or by rivers or whatever. But the molecules are so wide and big, conical shaped, that they can't even pass through compact sand. So when you plaster them into walls or hill them up with compact sand behind and break contact with sun and water, then everything stays localized.
Så jag fick lite slut på utrymme i telefonen här och tvungen att rensa lite. Men det är ett rum som vi har missat och det är vattenrummet.
Yeah. So this is where our drinking water will start basically, and we want it to have at least one open air system indoors, one that was protected with a roof since it was our drinking water supply. But there's an overflow in the wall to the outside where there will be normal IBC tanks connected in parallel, so we can catch any amount later. But this will be enough for even a family to use as drinking water and straight to the kitchen. So it will be pumped through a hose that will be buried in the gravel bed below, and there's a hole in the bottom here which will come up here, and it will lead to a filter panel on the wall, even bacteria filter, and go through the wall and end up in a normal pressure tank, about 50 litres, and then it will gravity feed the kitchen sink from there, and that's where we'll get our drinking water from.
Så en populär komponent i ett jordskäbb är att man samlar regnvatten. För dricksvatten i Sverige har vi ofta en möjlighet att ha en brunn. Men det här funkar då överallt där det finns regnvatten. Och rummet är mörkt för att det inte ska växa alger och sånt där i det här som då blir en öppen vattenförvaring. Och där har vi lite hål som ett overflow.
Yeah, so
breddavrinning.
So it'll fill extra IBC tanks if we get enough water that keeps coming. But the water will come in through the little waterfalls at the
Så
side.
här kommer vattnet in utifrån och så rinner det ner som ett litet vattenfall här ner i den här uppsamlaren. Och även på andra sidan likadant.
Yeah, there's another one there which will go through different compartments. But we're going to test growing some different mushrooms and things in here for the food supply. And maybe even water plants.
So we're outside the Blackship. Take us on a tour.
Yeah, okay, we'll just do the circle around and see where we're at so far. There's the water room in there anyway. dig out there for the IBC tanks for the overflow of the water, and so we get some extra storage out here. Then we'll insulate them in the hills, so we'll have a lot more water capacity.
Så förutom vattnet som samlas i den lilla förvaringen inomhus så finns det tankar på utsidan, eller kommer det komma tankar på utsidan som kommer grävas ner och isoleras av jord.
But the bedroom, when we get the guttering up, the hängränna, that's going to go through another waterfall to the outdoor water supply, which we'll see when we go around. Because 350 square meters collects a lot of water. So we didn't need to take that indoors. So this will all be food forest basically that we're walking to the middle of now.
Så här kommer vi ha en trädgård, eller vad han kallar för en food forest, som är något lite annorlunda, men i alla fall en odling av mat här runt om på framsidan och runt om.
Mainly the perennials out here, the annual vegetables that everyone's used to will be grown on the roof. We'll have massive gardens up there. But this is waterways with EPDM rubber lining, so we're going to finish these up as well. We'll be able to swim in some of them, bathe in them.
Det blir lite dammar här på utsidan.
The biggest one will be down there, that's not finished yet. Our summer fire pit.
Aha, that's important.
Yeah, we'll build like little ovens and things later, but we've got a big central fire there too.
En liten grillplats på utsidan, det behöver man ju såklart.
Yep. The water that will come off the bedroom roof will go through a little waterfall that's inbuilt in that wall, and it ends up in that little dam over there, and then that overflows into this one here.
Ja, så här har vi mer dammar som kommer fyllas av regnvattnet.
And this one is half dug out. You'll be able to swim in this one in the summer.
You're gonna have any fish?
Possibly. I'm vegetarian personally, but it might be nice to tickle your toes.
Så möjligtvis fisk. Han är vegetarian, precis som min fru.
That's the other side of the bedroom. There's a little firewood area for processing the firewood. And that's a little ramp up to the roof here so you can get up to the gardens later.
På taket ska han alltså plantera en trädgård för säsongsgrödorna. Medan det som är matskogen, food forest.
Yeah, there's fleråriga matskog, eller fleråriga arter.
Som kommer tillbaks varje år.
Yeah,
alltså, ja.
Och blir mer och mer för varje år också.
Perenner kanske heter.
And it'll be 9 layers, so it will follow a natural ecosystem, but they'll all be chosen to be edible species of food, fiber, fuel, medicine, any of those species, including fungi that will inoculate in. That will be hilled up, the final bit of hill there when we're finished. So we'll have more potato growing space on the hill.
Så det här kommer fyllas upp med jord så att det blir som en jämn yta ovanpå som man kan odla där uppe också.
And this is where we've been taking the cement sand from, which will be a sunken greenhouse when it's done.
Aha, 2 birds with 1 stone, huh?
Yeah, we've got another greenhouse frame lying there in the snow, a metal frame, so we're going to put that over the top and try and get a big volume greenhouse.
Så från den här gropen kommer all sand som man har använt för att göra cementen till väggarna. Och här kommer man även göra ett nergrävt växthus framöver. You got a lot of plans going.
Yeah, and there's Sarah's mum's Arabic horses.
Aha.
That's just a recycling area for household use when we're set up.
Komposter och lite sånt.
Yeah, recycle materials that can be useful for small projects like that, so we keep the place tidy. And there's another one of those holes where we've taken for tyre fill for pounding tyres. But all these places we can make little cute greenhouse areas later. Extra production. another fire pit down there. On the north side. Another
So your Earthship is actually more hidden, so to speak, than most Earthships I've seen online. It's mainly two entrances and just a heap of dirt.
Pretty much 20,000 wheelbarrows of dirt. Yeah, it was a bit controversial in the beginning, and the politics went backwards and forwards and changing, so we decided to do the decent thing and hide it from the neighbours so nobody could complain. So I started by digging 20,000 wheelbarrows of earth, and then we built the ship into it. So nobody saw anything for 6 years.
Clever.
I even lay squares of grass the right way around up the hill as well, so it's just true. And we've got a little little square for summer activities, and we'll start developing there. So there'll be a cosy little area as well, with sitting places and grill places, and more food forest around it. All of these trees I planted myself as well. Every tree that we've walked past is for the future.
Huh.
And that's the living room. That's where the fire's just been made now.
Right.
So you can get an idea of how much earth is actually here. There's little wooden steps going up to the roof as well. Hidden in the snow.
Covered in snow now, yeah. Nu förstår jag varför du satt här hela tiden. Det här är varmt och skönt. Nu förstår jag varför du höll dig här borta. Här var det ju varmt och skönt.